People who waited until marriage to have sex, was it worth it? Would you recommend it to others? Removed.
Future husband and I tried waiting. We were raised Catholic and thought we had to. We decided we were waiting for ridiculous reasons and gave in to desires. Good thing we didn't wait because we didn't get married for 8 years. Been together for almost 22 years now.
Not Catholic but also from an Orthodox upbringing and in a similar situation, so I hope you don't mind me asking, what would you have done in case of an accident? Was there a support system?
Definitely have contraceptives to hand if you're unsure whether you might have sex or not. I understand for religious reasons you and your partner might be uncomfortable with that, but you're the ones who have to deal with the baby.
I was saving my virginity for the guy who was going to marry me. I lucked out and he cheated on me, and we broke up after we had sex. I went through a crisis feeling used up and devalued. I ended growing so much from my sexual exploration after that. Somehow it's helped me even identify better partners. Glad I waited and got screwed over because I learned that my value is not based on sex, if I've had it or not, and I learned a lot about my likes and dislikes.
I learned that my value is not based on sex. This is a very profound statement. This is what it all boils down to when you think about it, and it's very sad. So many girls who were told to tie their self-worth to their virginity. I am sad you had to go through that and very happy that you broke free from that mindset.
We waited, been together over 30 years and the sex is still great. You might say I have no experience, so how can I know, but what does it matter? I think it's great, we're both loving it, what more could I want?
I'm curious, what age did you get married at?
We waited. We waited until we were wed. The sex will be endlessly better, we said. We promised to do it. And ended our chat. And that's why we married the week after that.
Imagine if the answer is 12.
I don't want to imagine at all.
He said imagine it. Do it.
When Johnny Banana tells you to imagine it, you fucking imagine it.
If it actually works out that way, it sounds like a great thing. But what if you guys hadn't clicked sexually and after all that wait, sex just had been terribly underwhelming? If you know sex is gonna be an important part of a relationship to you, you should definitely try it out before you get married. But that's just my opinion, and honestly very happy to hear your story.
My husband and I are each other's one and only. But here's the thing, we talked about everything including sex. We went into things expecting practice, not perfect. We were comfortable that if something wasn't working out, we could talk about it and adapt. Sex, for us, is a partnership aimed at satisfying both parties. It didn't take us long to have a very satisfactory partnership.
It took us a while to figure out really good sex, but we enjoyed the practicing. Been married 16 years. Worth the wait. I feel like I have heard the compatibility argument a lot, but not really from married couples.
I've seen it a lot. Both on Reddit and other places on the internet, but I like reading advice columns. Lots of people who waited who are either asking for advice or venting during/after divorces. I read a heartbreaking personal essay once by a young woman who waited because religious leaders had filled her head with garbage. She was so angry and disappointed, and she felt betrayed, and the worst part was that even though she knew all the chewed gum rhetoric was BS, it had been so deeply ingrained in her, she couldn't shake the feelings of disgust and self-loathing. That was years ago. I still think about her. It was a very powerful essay.
No. I was not a virgin, but my ex-husband insisted on waiting. I probably wouldn't have married him if we had.
Did you know what his penis looked like when you got married? It was at all an above pants dance beforehand.
Nope. That wasn't the problem through There were some fundamental sex issues through that would have helped me figure out he was gay even before he did. But I'm a good Catholic girl, and I doubled down on a shitty marriage because divorce is worse. We got divorced.
So Wade is gay.
Yup. He is from a country where they kill gay people, so it wasn't even something he considered until after he had been living in the US and meeting my gay friends. He still struggles due to religion.
Fuck, what a life. I feel bad for both. Hope things are better now.
Initially responded to a comment but decided it was maybe good to address the main thread as well. My husband and I are each other's one and only. But here's the thing, we talked about everything, including sex. We went into things expecting practice, not perfect. We were comfortable that if something wasn't working out, we could talk about it and adapt. Sex, for us, is a partnership aimed at satisfying both parties. It didn't take us long to have a very satisfactory partnership. I love that there is no comparison insecurities or jealousy in the background of our sex life. It has been great for us. However, again, I want to stress that we expected practice. If you place incredibly high expectations for amazing wedding night sex between two people who have never had it and may not be comfortable enough communicating what is working for them vs not, then you have a recipe for disappointment.
Imagine waiting until marriage and the sex is awfully uninspiring.
I know at least 10 people who did just this. Guess what? They're all divorced.
Well, yes, because the mom in me says it was worth it to wait for the right one. No, because my husband couldn't have cared less. Just be safe and happy, dear.
No, oh. My husband, now ex, thought too much sex was boring. I wasn't prepared for that. I was always told all men were dogs. I don't recommend it because it is such a big part of a happy relationship. If you are not compatible in bed, both of you will be very unhappy. It's a stupid rule.
I've actually been on both sides of this one. Waited till after marriage with my ex-husband. We were not sexually compatible, haha. Now living with my boyfriend, obviously did not wait, so much better this way. Would not recommend. Very unfulfilling.
Definitely not worth waiting for. You lose out on understanding sexual compatibility and know what you want and how you like it.
Take a gander at our /dead bedrooms. Pretty much proves your point.
Wow. A bunch of entitled people who demand and complain at lack of sex. Especially the one saying, he's trying but we only had sex 3 times last week. Imagine trying your hardest to live up to your partner's expectation despite your own comforts, and getting shot down because of it. What a toxic subreddit. Edit, I generalized everyone on that subreddit, which wasn't right. A lot of people on that subreddit have legitimate struggles in their relationship. I have been on the receiving end of, I want more sex and you won't give it to me, and it was because of abuse that I didn't want to give it to him. 2 hours of mumbling under his breath how his GF wouldn't have sex with him. I was probably triggered by this particular comment due to that. But I feel that not everyone's woe is me comments are real, and they are in fact the abuser. Thank you for those who pointed that out to me.
How is 3 times in a week a dead bedroom? That's basically every other day, and it's a physically demanding activity.